Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentation, and I chose The Child of Rage. I chose this because we've all been kids in our lives, and we have gone through upbringings of different statures and everything, but it's hard to say that a child can be provoked to cause such violent behavior. Beth Thomas was a troubled youth who was abused in a crucial part of her life, her adolescence. She was adopted. She presented violent tendencies and gone as far as hurting her brother. Being abused at such a young age transformed her intrinsic motivation to a more violent side. Years of extreme therapy was the last chance to help her conform to a regular life. These teachings included strict rules and principles that would seem almost inhumane, but showed success in her case. Beth was diagnosed with reactive attachment disorder. It is a common diagnosis of children who have been adopted, with their new parents struggling to cope with violent outbursts aimed at them and family pets, destructive behavior, and self-harm, all triggered from their traumatic early starts. Her therapist, Kona Watkins, combated this by setting extreme restrictions on the young girl, making her ask permission for everything, and again locking her in her room at night. This can be seen as very drastic, but can seem to be helpful in a case like this. Beth grew up to become a nurse and a public speaker for troubled youth. She was abused by her father when she was only 18 months old. This transformed her thinking in such a way that caused her to lash out at her foster parents on her both case of reaction attachment disorder, like I said earlier. It can be argued that a child would not be able to recall something that happened to them when they were 18 months old, but in this case it seems that she was portraying behavior that has been passed down by her father's actions. Her case is an example of successful rehabilitation and is now a nurse and a public speaker for troubled youth. This story isn't without a sad ending, being that her therapist was jailed for 7 years for practicing drastic and extreme therapeutic techniques that led to a child's death. But this helped Beth Thomas with intrinsic reward and punishment. Both types of explanations suggest that behavior is motivated by the need or desire to achieve particular outcomes, restoring a tissue deficit to equilibrium, or acquiring a reward or avoiding punishment. It can be said that drastic times call for drastic measures, but not always, and should be incrementally carried out to ensure that the outcome will help the patient and set them up for a productive life in a modern society where violent tendencies are excluded from public behavior. I wanted to bring up that how her brother, when he was abused by her, he didn't go off and was noted to pass on these violent behaviors to anyone else, be it on the schoolyard, at recess, or at home in any other form. This can be attributed to how her father treated her and how a parental figure is more imprinting on a child during the prime learning period of an adolescent's life. It being her abusing her brother, it is different from her father abusing her. Mainly because of how the variable is the foster parents or the parental figure in their relationship. Alright everyone, I appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next one.